Today on TNT Big Show, Metroid Prime 4 is almost here, and I am so excited I can't take it. All today on TNT Big Show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Michelle Lantakan.
This is Sean.
Welcome to the show. And the 7-minute overview trailer was released of Metroid Prime 4. But if you go to the Japanese website of Metroid Prime 4 on Nintendo, you get to see more clips, including a clip of Samus wearing a new white suit.
I thought it was gray.
Or excuse me, gray, whatever. I don't know what that suit does. And again, I don't think we're gonna know until the game is released because Nintendo is leaving a lot of this game. They're holding it close to the chest, them and Retro Studios.
What I'm guessing is, this is just a guess, is that if anybody played Metroid Dread, what does Samus do? She took on the suit and stuff.
I'm going to get into that. And by the way, thank you everybody for all the new subscribers. And our videos have been doing very well. And sorry for not having a video in a while. We've been not feeling that great and dealing with life, but we're back. Anyway, it's not like Metroid's ever had NPCs before.
Yeah.
Some people compared this to the hate of Jar Jar Binks. No, that is nowhere near the level of hate that poor character got.
Well, except for one person. Waffling Alex said hate wanted to kill that character by Waffle House hash brown rabbit and eggs broccoli.
Rage bait.
Yeah.
That's all most YouTube and everything now is based on is rage bait.
Yeah.
And that's just nonsense.
See what it is, folks? Alex hasn't been getting the views and stuff he's wanted, so he had to think of something to get clicks.
That's what they're doing, you know, like, number one, in most of the game, there are no NPCs. There's not.
No.
But in some sections, you do have Federation officers that you have to help.
Gee, for so many years and decades.
Sometimes you just can't please people.
I know.
And I think after nearly a decade of talk and hype, for some people this game is going to be impossible to
Live up
do.
to the hype. Yeah.
They would expect this to be like an automated machine or something that's never been done before, you know, like we saw the Edge of the Universe or something. And some people would still be disappointed.
If somehow, if you're recalling them, developed a device, an add-on to Switch 2, you hook it on, it would make Samus pop out of the game, sit right next to you and defeat the enemies. Well, that still is not it didn't meet our expectations. That's what it would be like.
That's just how it is with some games, though. When you've been hyped up this long, it's not going to meet some people's expectation. But if you're stopped with the overacting, I actually talked down one nice person. Then I just told him about Metroid Prime 3 and Federation Force, other Metroid games, other M, even Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I mean, most Metroid games, you're never truly alone in Metroid. No. You have you work for the Galactic Federation.
Yeah, they're not just gonna throw you out there, you know, while the spaceship is flying by, the door's open. They kick Samus out of the ship, you know, like, see you in 5 years. I mean, you know, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of things that I predicted, and you can ask this dude right here, because he knows that I've been doing I've probably done hundreds of hours of research on this game throughout the years. But just about everything that I predicted would be in this game has come to fruition. And I said it would be more open-ended.
Well, the motorbike scenes, aren't they open world?
Yeah, but more open-ended, you know. Yeah. I said that would happen. I even knew, I said Samus would have some form of transportation, because Retro was talking about mechanic-based physics and vehicles. And I was just sitting there like, wait a minute. I said, this either could mean that there's going to be more mechs in it. That also turned out to be true. And I said they could give, I didn't think it would be a motorbike, but I thought maybe a ship or something, you know. No. I was like, they're going to give Samus some sort of transportation. I knew there was going to be more NPCs because it said some of the job requirements we're asking for with NPCs, interactions with multiple characters.
When you look at the Marvel Zombieverse, and now Disney's showing more R-rated stuff, don't think Disney's just for children. Oh, yeah. Disney's changed a lot.
Since this game is the most expensive Nintendo game ever produced, Nintendo wants more sales. So, you're going to have more character development. You're going to have more of a tutorial with Miles McKenzie. And that's why he's there. And he's there for a little comedy because people said that the story in this game is very dark.
I welcome a little humor. But people have to realize something. The Switch 2 is a new system.
Yeah.
There are going to be people, young people, they're going to totally skip the Switch. They're going to skip it, not even buy it.
Yeah.
They're going to go straight to the Switch 2. Meaning, they're not even going to be able to play Metroid Prime Remastered. Metroid Prime 4 is going to be their very first Metroid game.
Yeah.
So yes, they need a tutorial.
Yeah. I know some veteran players hate it, but I understand it. You know, and when I saw Miles, I was just like, this is him. I thought he was going to act like Steve Urkel on steroids.
I knew that, Samus.
If he'd have done that, I'd have been like, oh, no. But he just acts just a little bit goofy, just a little bit. And yes, does he talk too much? Yeah, he does. But like I said, I understand he's trying to ease the player into the game. But after, I think it's 30 to 40 minutes of him trying to help you, he says, I'm going to stay here. And then for the next couple hours, you go off on your own. You find another player, you know. There's 4 people you find. Now, according to rumors and stuff, this game is going to take over 50 hours to complete because it's that big. Finding everything, 70 to 75 hours. Now, you mean to tell me that you can't put up with 3.5 hours of NPCs talking and stuff?
Yeah.
That's going to take away all of the isolation because they're not going to be with Samus a lot. They're not.
Yeah. Because what's it going to be like? Samus starts rolling into a ball. They're like, our backs, we got cramps. I mean, come on. I just get tired of stupid people.
Yeah, and it's like the motorbike. People are just wondering what's the purpose. Now, in one scene in the trailer, Lauren is talking to Samus. And they tell Samus, this particular Lauren tells Samus that the main tree is, which is kind of like Home Tree from Avatar. Quick side note, this might be the most beautiful looking game I've ever seen. The art, colors, I was just blown away. Lauren tells Samus that a lot of the history of the of Lauren and the planet Viros have been, withered away. And there's something called the memory fruit. So while you're out riding your motorbike, there are green crystals that get absorbed into the bike. And you take that and feed it into the tree and it starts to grow the memory fruit again. So that way you can learn more about the history of the Lauren and the world of Viros.
And I've always wanted spaceship shooter levels in a Metroid game. I'm kind of going to get that with the motorbike.
Yeah.
And that's going to be cool.
Some people don't like it. Fine, that's your opinion, that's your thing. But, I don't know, I'm excited about it because to me it adds diversity. It's something different in a Metroid game. I'm excited.
I am too.
I am extremely excited. This game, it looks drop dead gorgeous, amazing. It's going to be 4K, 60 frames, 1080p, 120. But some people say that the 120 is so smooth and fast that it, especially if you're using a mouse.
Well, I saw a few scenes and it hurts my head.
Yeah, like some people can't handle 120, even though it's nice to have,
That's a nice option for
it
those who want it, but I'm happy with 30 or 60 solid frames.
Yeah, and I can't wait to play it, and I'm going to put it on 4K anyway, just to see every little detail in the world. My goodness, I can't believe how good it looks. But wait, I should have known. I kind of figured that. But anyway, back to the memory fruit. So see, the motorbike does have a use. And again, it's not the large majority of the game. It's not. You're just meant to go from point A to point B. They wanted to give you a little bit of a break, give you more diversity in the gameplay.
Yeah.
You guys always were saying when you first saw the game that it looked too much like the first one.
Yeah, now that it has diverse stuff in it, it's not like Metroid.
Yeah, some of you all, I'm sorry. Some, I think, genuinely have concerns and critiques, which it seems like everybody's a nitpicker nowadays.
I know.
But,
especially with Nintendo.
Yeah, but, that happens when you try to do something different. Honey child, do I remember back in 2001 when Metroid Prime was first announced, people lost their ever-loving mind because it was first person. So don't think this is new for Metroid. If the game comes together and people love it, after a while, having NPCs and a motorbike won't seem like nothing.
No.
It'll just seem we're not having them in the future.
Yeah.
Just like I think Metroid Prime 4 could change Metroid and the Metroidvania genre the same way Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time changed Mario and Zelda and video games in general. So I think that's a big possibility if Retro can pull this off, which I think they're going to. There's too much money, too much time was spent on this game, and I think they're going to pull it off. Next, Sean was the very first, I think, to point this out. He said, I don't think Sylux is the main villain.
I don't.
When you watch the trailer, what do they say? Samus's arch rival, not nemesis.
There's a difference between a rival and a nemesis.
Yeah, that means that Sylux may be trying to warn Samus about something that the Galactic Federation has done, or that the Galactic Federation may be a useful idiot or pawn for what's going on. And I have other theories about who I think Sylux is. Spoiler alert, but I think Sylux might be a Lorne. And people are like, wait a minute, look how they look. I know, but also look at the robotic versions, which are more evil. Look at the helmets and stuff. Do they not look just a little bit like Sylux? I think because Sylux supposedly was an experiment done by the Galactic Federation to make more soldiers like Samus. The experiment went wrong. I think the reason why you don't see the Lorne person in Prime 4 is because the good ones are dead. And that even if it was unintentional, the Galactic Federation killed them accidentally or whatever, made way for this new, more evil version of them that were corrupted. And I think the thing that corrupted them is the real villain in Prime 4. And not Sylux.
In my eyes, I think it's going to be Mother Brain.
It could be an artificial Mother Brain who has been wanting to take out the Galactic Federation, has been working from the shadows to get revenge and stuff, and that would actually be pretty awesome, you know.
Because remember, folks, Nintendo loves their old-time villains.
Yeah.
Because who would have thought, really, after Donkey Kong Returns and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Bonanza, King K. Rool, no one saw that coming.
Yeah.
So I think Mother Brain will make a comeback. Come on.
I mean, hey, let's just see. And some of these things, like, I'm going to put a link to a video from Perfect Nintendo. They put up 12 minutes of butt-kicking footage. They show some 2D areas in the game.
Yes, I am so excited about that. That's so cool.
That seems to be a big thing with Nintendo now. Adding in lots of 2D elements with 3D games.
Like they did Mario Odyssey, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and Samus is in Morph Ball mode, but she can use her grappling hook while she's in Morph Ball mode.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible. Then you have the new psychic powers, which I look amazing. Especially the moving the shot and everything, the like bullet time. You're just sitting there like, you actually get to control it. Back to Sylux real quick. I do think he might be a Lorne. And that he is out for revenge against the Galactic Federation because of what happened to his people. That might be it. Now, that doesn't answer why he wants the mock droids. Maybe the mock droids are just there to make more powerful enemies. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, they said the story was going to be more in-depth, more complex, morally gray, and that there were going to be scenes that might make you cry. So I am excited to see where that goes. But like I said, this is why Nintendo's doing this, guys. You know, I'm trying to stop the rage bait. Nintendo wants this game to appeal to a mass market.
I mean, and also, I have to go back to what Furikawa said. Michelle said Switch 2, or even a Switch, when it came out, that this is a different Nintendo. Furikawa said they had such amazing IPs that instead of just making the same old, that ain't gonna happen anymore.
No.
Just ask Mario Wonder, ask Kirby Air Riders,
Echoes of Wisdom.
Echoes of Wisdom. Ask all these Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I mean, all these games now are adding so much uniqueness and depth. Donkey Kong Bonanza. They're taking their franchises and they're opening them up to all new realms. And to me, that's what you're supposed to do with your IPs. Instead of letting them get stale, you're adding freshness to it, excitement to it. Yeah, there are a lot of people who don't like that. Then why are you even playing video games? You want the same old all the time?
Sometimes I think gamers are just never happy no matter what happens, you know. I think that's sad, but I think that Metroid Prime 4 is going to blow people away. I think once people get the full game, because everything that young lady talked about, folks, I keep bringing this up from Xbox era back in August of 23. It's come true that there was going to be a lot of new amazing things, and when you see how she gets to use her psychic abilities, you're just like, I've never seen anything like this before.
I know. So I am excited.
Yeah.
And to me, this is just scratching the surface. Wait till you see what they do. The new 3D Mario and 3D Zelda, and an actual sequel to the Pokemon series.
Yeah, built from the ground up. Or the Switch 2. That's the scary thing, though. People always mess on the Switch for being underpowered. Metroid Prime 4 was a Switch 1 game.
Yeah.
The Switch 2 just makes it look a lot better. It does, but can you imagine what Retro Studios could do with a Switch 2 game built from the ground up for it? It boggles the mind.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, folks, it's not about graphics. It's more about art and beauty. And the different gameplay styles they can do. I am so excited, I can't contain it.
I know.
You know, and look, if some of you all have concerns, whatever, fine, that's cool. But some, I think, are disingenuous with it, and they just want rage bait.
Yeah.
But really, if you are a little critical and scared, don't be. Go into it. I mean, if you end up not liking it, fine. But at least try.
Have an open mind.
Right. As the great Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, and hey, we didn't agree with them all the time. There were times we wanted to yell at them. But I remember Roger Ebert said when Gene went into a movie, he would look at Roger and say, you know what, Roger, I know we bashed on the trailer and stuff, but you know what? He's like, let's go into it with a positive attitude. I hope I like that.
Yeah, go into it with an open mind. And if you don't have an open mind, Google it and get educated.
But, you know, really, try, you know, don't just see Miles McKenzie and just, well, I'm going to hate it, I'm going to hate it, I'm going to hate it. That's some way to give a game a chance, you know? I've done that before, and I've had to eat crow on it, okay? Give it a fair shake. You might like it, you might not. You know, so I'm not dismissing everyone who is critical or a little skeptical, because a lot of people just didn't like Metroid Other M, and yes, that did have NPCs in it, but look at Metroid Prime 3. You know, I actually liked Other M, except there were some things, like I didn't think it made sense how Mother Brain came back. I think it was rushed. They even admitted that some of the aspects of the story were rushed and stuff. But the gameplay, I had fun with. You know, I was like, wow, this is really cool.
I like the fact that they mixed 2D action with 3D elements. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't perfect, but, you know, I thought it was okay. But the fact is, I can understand being a little hesitant over that, but don't act like this is the apocalypse, which is what some people are doing, and I think most of that is just disingenuous. I think it's just for clicks, and I don't like it. If you're really concerned, fine, that's cool, whatever. But if you're just doing it for rage bait, stop watching these videos, folks, because there's a certain clown who keeps going after the Switch 2, even though he's having egg on his face all the time. His views are starting to drop, and he just says, it's the worst, fastest selling system of all time. Dude, get a life.
He has no life.
Yeah, it's a rent-due video.
He's mad, and he's upset because his left hand divorced him.
But anyway, I'm excited about Metroid Prime 4. Can't wait. Just hope it all comes together and not all that hard work. About 7 years of hard work for Retro Studios and about 10 years of hard work for Nintendo and everybody for starting on this game, and then put out a classic. And hopefully this will be the game that'll get other people into Metroid. I'm hoping that this sells over 6, 7, 8 million. It doesn't have to sell like Zelda. It doesn't. Although that would be nice.
Nice if it did.
But the fact is, if it doesn't, that's fine. But if it could sell like Kirby and the Forgotten Land or Fire Emblem or something like that, Nintendo would be like, all right, let's greenlight more Metroid games, give them big budgets and big advertising. That would just help Nintendo. And it would help the video game industry. And that's always a good thing. This is me, Michelle Nantucket.
And this is Sean.
Have a good one. Thank you for staying to the end of the video and watching it. If you like all of our videos, don't you join our other social medias like TikTok, Discord, Reddit, Instagram, Thread, X, and our WordPress blog. You can also support us by joining Patreon for as little as $1 a month, where you will get exclusive content, uncut videos, behind the scenes, watch that trailer, Jack's joke of the week, and my sports input. If you join the $25 tier, I will send you an autographed copy of The Buzzies for free. If you love horror movies and independent content, we're a great place to come and visit because we love supporting other independent creators and stuff. When you support us, you're supporting people who do all of this by ourselves. Me, Michelle, I'm the editor, I'm the director of the videos, I'm the producer, Sean's the executive producer and content creator. So thank you everybody, and please look into supporting our Patreon, as it really does help out. Just $1 a month. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.